Good afternoon to one and all present here, respected faculty members and all my dear students. Today, I, Shivam Trivedi, an assistant professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Rama University, Kanpur, stands before you to present a presentation on the topic IC engines and compressors. First of all, we need to know what is an engine. An engine is simply a device that converts the chemical energy of the fuel into the rotational and mechanical energy. An engine is basically a device from which energy can be obtained as an output parameter by providing the fuel energy as an input parameter. The chemical energy of the fuel can simply be converted by various mechanisms into rotational energy as well as mechanical energy, through which the power can be given and driven through the help of shaft, and energy can be transmitted from one place to another. The thermal energy which is obtained from the fuel by burning the fuel with the help of its calorific value is simply converted into the mechanical energy and rotational mechanical energy. Engines can be classified broadly on the following basis. Depends upon the number of cylinders. How many cylinders are there in an engine? See. Classification of an engine can be done on various bases. The bases are as follows. Number of cylinders simply means an engine can have a single cylinder or a multi-cylinder. Second one is the second basis of classification is the type of ignition system applied. Third, type of cooling system. And further on, there are various bases on which the classification of an engine can be done. There are various parameters on which we need to study that how the combustion process is being carried out on an engine. Engines are basically of two types. First one is SI engine and second one is CI engine. SI engine simply means spark ignition engines. SI engines are the engines which run on Otto cycle. Otto cycle is basically the governing cycle that controls the SI engine. And CI engine or SI engine can also be termed as petrol engines. CI engines are those engines, they simply means combustion ignition engines. In these, it is governed by diesel cycle. The governing cycle which rules the engine and the governing of engine is simply diesel cycle. It is governed by Otto cycle and this diesel cycle. CI engine can also be termed as diesel engines. And SI engines as petrol engines. Internal combustion engines, the combined form of SI and CI engines, are known as internal combustion engines. Internal combustion engines are reciprocating engines and they are having a piston cylinder arrangement which carries out the governing. There are basically 4 strokes in an engine. When a cycle is being carried out, there are basically 4 strokes carried out in an engine. The strokes are, first is suction stroke, second one is compression, third one is power stroke, and it is also termed as or expansion stroke. and fourth one is exhaust or scavenging. In suction stroke, what happens? In suction stroke, the piston cylinder arrangement sucks in the atmospheric air. The atmospheric air from the atmosphere or at an ambient temperature is sucked down. Then it is sent to piston cylinder arrangement where the compression stroke carried out. In compression, the air is compressed with the help of piston cylinder arrangement and the temperature and pressure of the air increases. In third stroke, it is known as power stroke or expansion stroke. We all know that there are carburetors used in an automobile. The function of carburetor is simply to prepare the air and fuel mixture, which is completely known as or combinedly known as charge. Charge is nothing, it is air fuel mixture, air plus fuel mixture, and it is prepared with the help of carburetor. Carburetor simply prepares air fuel mixture. The atmospheric air which is being sucked in from the atmosphere, further it is compressed, due to which the temperature and pressure of the air increases, and then the fuel mixes with this air at a highly temperature and pressurized, and the spark plug, in case of SI engine I am talking about, in case of SI engines, the spark plug ignites the charge on this compressed and pressurized air, due to which the combustion of charge takes place, and it is only known as expansion or power stroke. Further, when the power of the charge is being extracted and energy is obtained from that fuel, the exhaust gases which are known as NOx, SOx, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, these are basically relieved from the engine with the help of valves and ports. I was talking about the combustion process that are being carried out in case of SI and CI engines. As I have discussed earlier, that there are four strokes: suction stroke, second one is compression stroke, third one is power stroke, and fourth one is exhaust stroke or scavenging. In first stroke, or in the first process, that is suction stroke, in case of SI engines, the piston cylinder movement takes place from TDC, means top dead center, to bottom dead center. During this stroke, the inlet of atmospheric air is being carried out inside the piston cylinder arrangement. In second stroke, in compression stroke, the piston cylinder moves from bottom dead center to top dead center and completes one cycle, and due to this, the pressure and temperature of the ambient air or the atmospheric air which was being sucked during the suction stroke is being increased. The pressure and temperature of the air is increased. In third stroke, the power stroke or expansion stroke, in case of SI engines, we use spark plug for ignition process. The charge is being discharged by the help of spark plug, and the charge, means air plus fuel mixture combination, is ignited with the help of spark plug with a sound that is produced, and the power stroke or the power is obtained from that charge. It is utilized for running the engine, and at last the exhaust stroke carries out. Exhaust simply means the residual gases which are being left after the power stroke are released into the atmosphere with the help of a silencer or other devices which are being used in case of automobiles. But in case of CI engines, we don't use a spark plug. We simply use a fuel injector. There are various types of fuel injectors and various types of fuel injection systems used in case of CI engines. I think that we have heard of MPFI system, multi-point fuel injection system. In this, it is similar to that of the combustion process is similar to that of SI engines. In CI engines, the only change is that in case of SI engines we were using a spark plug, whereas in case of CI engines we use fuel injectors. And fuel injectors in case of CI engines. What is a fuel injector? All the strokes are same, but in case of the ignition process is being changed in case of CI engines. With the help of fuel injector is a device which consists of many nozzles in it. The function of a nozzle is to increase the velocity of a liquid or a discharge, to increase the discharge rate or to increase the velocity of a fuel. Fuel here I am talking about, I am again and again saying charge. Charge simply means air fuel mixture which is being prepared by the carburetor, which I would be discussing in my further lecture. In case of CI engine, the fuel injector discharges the fuel on the highly compressed air, that is being diesel. The diesel is being injected or sprayed on the highly compressed air, and the combustion takes with the help of a loud sound, and the power stroke is being obtained. The engine is given a power, and all the cycles are carried out. At last, similarly as in case of SI engine, the exhaust stroke was carried out. In case of CI engine also, the exhaust stroke is carried out similarly. Now I come down to carburetor. A carburetor is nothing but it is simply a device that is used for preparing the air plus fuel mixture. Air fuel mixture is simply termed as charge. There are three types of air fuel mixture. Air is simply available in atmosphere. So during the suction stroke, atmospheric air is being sucked up. Second, there are three types of mixture: lean mixture, rich mixture, and stoichiometric mixture. In lean mixture, the quantity of air is more and fuel is less. In case of rich mixture, the quantity of fuel is more and air is less. But in case of stoichiometric mixture, we have commonly heard that air and fuel are in equal proportion. But it's not the exact value. It always ranges into 15:1 ratio. Air fuel mixture is taken as 15:1. In lean mixture, where the load requirement is less, we provide a lean mixture. Lean mixture simply means the quantity of air is more and fuel is less. In case of rich mixture, the quantity of fuel is more and air is less. Stoichiometric means the equal proportion of air plus fuel mixture. Carburetor simply prepares the charge, and the time period required for the preparation of that charge is known as ignition lag. Ignition lag is simply that time period which is required for the preparation of air plus fuel mixture. Now I would be discussing about the combustion process that has been carried out in case of SI engine. I have told you about those four processes that are being carried out. Now we come to the governing cycles. The governing cycles are: the SI engine is being governed by Otto cycle. Second, CI engine is being governed by help of diesel cycle. And third one is also the dual cycle. In dual cycle, it is a combination of Otto cycle and diesel cycle. Earlier I was discussing about the types of mixture. There are basically three types of mixture, as I have told you earlier: lean, rich, and stoichiometric. The carburetor simply prepares the charge, that is air fuel mixture. It supplies to the engine, and hence the combustion of chaff takes place. Now I would be discussing about the combustion of fuel in case of 4-stroke SI engines. In case of 4-stroke SI engines, a engine